everybody. How are we doing? I hope everybody's good. Welcome back to Lazy PC. Before we get going, I would like to apologise for basically not being that on the nose with streaming this week. We've been a little bit distant. Basically, I'm not feeling 100%, and in the evenings I've been getting extremely tired. So basically, I was getting myself to sleep rather than streaming, mainly because I was in the viewpoint of it probably wouldn't have ended up being a very good stream for you guys. But I'm okay tonight, so we're going to kind of crack on. We're going to try and get a streamer today and a streamer tomorrow, but again, there's no promises about tomorrow. So we'll do workers tonight, and we'll try and get some rim welding tomorrow, but again, we'll have to wait and see. So yes, welcome back to Megalovakia. We are entering a brand new era in our republic. The republic itself has moved into a new city. It's moving into the city of Leshy. We had our elections last session, which people voted on, and we ended up with a coalition government. We didn't end up with a single victor. We ended up with a coalition government between the Red Star Energy Coalition and the Agrarians People's Party. So the Red Star Energy Coalition, the aim behind that, or their manifesto, was to tap into nuclear energy. Now, by exploiting uranium resources. Now, I had a look on the map, and the nearest point that we have uranium is actually just down here. So that shouldn't be too difficult to do, particularly if we get the steel mill up and running. We'll be able to tap into those resources, basically using the infrastructure that we've been setting up for the steel mill. The Agrarians People's Party manifesto is going to be a bit harder though, and that was to achieve self-sufficiency in food. Now, one of the things that we're doing to kind of get along with that is we're building a new village over here, as well as building some cow farms, which will provide us with both livestock and food, which we can turn the livestock into meat. But that is definitely something we're going to have to be looking at in more detail, is building more farms in areas and trying to use more of our crops. The other thing as well that is pretty important is we'll get playing. The city of Leshy. Now, it has started, which is good. Construction has kind of begun. As you can see, we have a new hospital, which probably requires some ambulances. We also have a school, a kindergarten here, a commercial building and a school. But the thing we don't have, and the thing that's starting to get a little bit late on, is we don't yet have heating. Now, Leshy is slightly different in the fact that because people live in old houses, these old houses produce their own heat. Now, a trade-off of that, they produce extra pollution. We do still need to heat Leshy, and the reason for that is if people are going to school, or they're going to the kindergarten, they're going to work, or they're going shopping, these places still require heat. So if they're not getting heat, then people can still fall ill. So we do need to be careful with that. Now, the heating plant is built, which is good news. The bad news is the heating pipes aren't quite done yet. Neither is the aggregate unloader. Now, the aggregate unloader is obviously important because without it, we're not going to be able to get coal off to enter into the heating plant. So we'll need to keep an eye on with that. One of the other problems we kind of had, which hopefully we can deal with, is we didn't actually set up anywhere for this to have workers be dropped off. Now, we did work out that we can put a footpath over there, so that can work, but not ideal. Not ideal. And again, as per usual, I've started the stream with throats blocked up 2 seconds. How's I put the mic back on before I come back in? It felt better when I coughed, and now it doesn't. Bloody thing. So yeah, we need to be careful. Now I am actually going to drop the amount of workers in here. Same with that school, actually. Because remember, we do want workers going up over to up to here. Now, just trying to make sure there's some going to there, but not loads. Stop passages waiting and see if that helps. There's a lot of students actually, because they're not going to be going anywhere either. Maybe a bit weary of what goes on over here. Now, I don't really want to, but we might have to buy these. Again, as I say, I don't really want to, because we don't have that much money to do so. We are out of steel over here. There should be a train on the way, though. Still empty. Should get there by the end of the month, but it's tentative. Ooh. So there has been a couple of updates that have dropped. Only little ones, nothing significant. But one of the update patches that has been out, which I think is kind of significant, is the birth rate has been dropped by 20%. Now, they did initially put out a test patch that had the birth rate dropping by 40%, but they seem to have reduced it, so it's a little bit better. They've also reduced the siren sounds as well, so if anybody was getting annoyed at the sound of the sirens, you can sleep safely knowing that those have been reduced. Okay, so things are going pretty good over in Warstock. This flat is almost built. I told it to stop building while we were waiting for bricks. They seem to have turned up, so we'll get this done. The other ones seem to be done as well, which is good. Because they should all be going here, which they are, which should mean that we've got plenty of workers over here, which we do. Okay, that's good news. So what we'll do is we can now start the construction of these buildings. So this is a brand new food factory along with a warehouse. So this will be using these crops down here, which we do actually have quite a few of. So we'll look to get that sorted. What I might do is build a small depot over here somewhere to help us move those resources around, and in that way we can kind of know what we're doing with them. Oh, signposts. I love it. But yeah, it does seem good. Again, it does look like now we need to build yet more flats. We're struggling a little bit. Now, the most logical place might actually be here. But I kind of want to build prefabs. We've got a lot of steel in there. I don't quite know why we've got so much. Don't load steel for the time being. I want to get prefabs into there. What we're going to do is start redoing these buildings over here. Because we definitely need more flats. Residential. See, it's all been put into order, but I like I instinctively go where they used to be. So as... Oh, shit. That's, not good. Note to self, be careful. Make sure to click through mods you don't have a video. So I downloaded some more mods. As is expected. Just didn't get... Okay, that seems to be a bit of a weird one. How did these... So I downloaded these ones here. And they fit in a kind of... There's a particular way that these flats fit together. I don't think it's that. How do they do it? How do these flats connect? Also, look at the... Because basically there's a group of them, and they look like they can fit pretty perfectly in here. Though actually, are they... These guys wouldn't be expanding the population. Maybe. But only just. They're not doing it much. I don't know if that's worth it then, if they're not going to improve it by that much. This is a random bit of what's happening. Right. I'm trying to work out what we're in here. Like that wouldn't be too much of a problem if we're putting in for a couple. Questions. Nope, that's definitely going to fit. It's always the centipede, which we still haven't used. I know I still have them because I know they don't work. Okay, I kind of like the idea of using these flats at the back. Actually, we could get nicknames for increase population. Okay. We'll let them build. There we go. So that'll give our construction officers in Leshy something to do. Because I don't think they're doing much. Our aircraft flying around, doing what it does best. Everything else is pretty good over here, which is nice. Bye. Go pick up some people for the poor public. Okay. as I say, we need to sort that out because that's pretty high. Our birth rate's doing okay, which is good. Where is this train that should be picking up all the steel? It's there. It's ready to go. Just has to deal with all the other trains. I'm amazed that this side of the train tracks work perfectly well. Considering how busy these trains can be, I'm actually pleasantly surprised that these work so well. I did actually download another. So Rob's, the wonderful mod maker who I use a lot of, has been making some factories. He's made a clothing factory and a fabric factory. We're already using his food factory over here. So he's been doing some wonderful work, as is expected. But I did also download a set of not necessarily flats. Now, I can't remember where they are, because they don't seem to be... did I download? I definitely would have looked at them. I might have not actually downloaded them. Bear with me a second. I'll have a look and see if I did. Let me just have a quick look. Is it this workshop? I know I downloaded some more buses, but maybe I didn't download them. Uh-oh. No, I don't think I did. Oh shit. So someone had made okay. So someone has made a mod that is called collectivization, and it's okay. I like the idea of it. Basically what they've done is they've taken some buildings and put them together. So oh, I know, I do have it. So I did have it downloaded. So where is it then? This is why you really need a search. No, it's definitely a type of housing. Hello, SCP. I'm not too bad. I'm feeling better than I have been the last few days. So it's similar in the way that you have the old style housing. It's the fact that there's a group of buildings put together. Let me move over here to a less laggy spot. Also, I can't tell if we're making money. I think we're very much not making any money anymore. Anyway. How are you doing this? Ah, there they are. There's a small colony. Aha! So, as you can see, they're kind of like little villages, enclosed in themselves, which is kind of nice. I kind of like them. They're not too badly done, actually. So this is something that we could place around as, you know, little villages and stuff like that. If we want to kind of add to the sense of having smaller places. So yeah, I'm not sure if we make any money. Because we have that other train importing steel, it's hard to tell. I don't necessarily think we'd lose money, but I also think it's a bit like tight. We're not making it as well, which is a bit worrying. What also is worrying is the fact that we really need to get this up and running. Because it's almost November. Good news is that it's kind of getting there. What do we need? 23 tons of steel for that. 11 for that. 6, yeah, we might have to buy this. Which is an expense I don't really want to do, but as I say, we seem to be getting a bit tight for money. You can tell that we've been buying stuff. That's something you can tell we've done. Which has been a bit problematic. I think the resources doesn't really change, I suppose. But the imported workforce, well, I suppose it does because it has a delivery cost. Yeah, we spent 185,000, but it still doesn't add up. We bought a lot of vehicles, which does make sense, but yeah, we're like borderline whether or not we're making money anymore. Very, very close, which is honestly a little bit worrying. Because obviously we definitely want to be making as much money as we can. Well, yeah, it would be a very cold holiday. I mean, we do have enough to sort it, I suppose. And a lot of the other things will be fine. I think one thing I want to look at is we are getting. I don't think you need to wait now until you're unloaded. I'm wondering if we should tip off. Also no prefabs. Crazy, I know, but we do have prefabs coming to here. By truck, but we can use that to export. Prefabs aren't worth a lot of money, but I mean, it's something, I suppose. Okay. Also, I didn't check what these require for building. Prefabs, okay, cool. So apart from the steel, which isn't a lot, these are basically free buildings. Nice. Definitely need to get more jobs, though, in Schmal for people. Well, I have an idea, but now it's trying to connect that up because I built a hotel in the way. Be expensive. But I'm wondering, do we build? Oh, let's just be built. Oh, there's no power supply over here. Of course there isn't. I mean, we can easily get power supply over there, so it's not a problem. But I'm wondering if we build like a factory over here, like a oh, I don't really know what factory. I've always wanted to build. I've been meaning to build a fabric factory for a while, but I don't know. I mean, another thing that we should really get on with, we should get on with this factory over here, the chemical factory. Oh right, okay, thank you. Thank you very much, OCB. Also turn the game sound down slightly as well. Hopefully that will help and turn my voice up slightly too. Okay, there we go. Hopefully that's better. But yes, thank you, OCB. Yeah, we should really get started on this factory. Although, how the fuck am I supposed to... What have I done with these? Clearly, I've decided I was going to put trains in here, but one question, how? Second question, well, second question, was I mad? Because I know that this needs coal and gravel, so clearly I was trying to get coal and gravel from here. Unless what I was planning on doing was, like, looping it. Well, I can see a way of doing it. I pull the train and have it on a separate line altogether, and I bring it round the top here. And then it doesn't, like, bother this line at all. I mean, that could work. I don't know. It could work if I had a free excavator. Never mind. Well, new set of flats being built, which is good. That number still isn't coming down though, which is a bit worrying. That actually is full. Holy shit. I never thought I'd see that full ever. But lo and behold, here we are. Okay. I'm going to wait for this to empty all its steel and get stuff built with it, and then I think I'm going to have to buy everything else. Now, we are going to have steel dropped over here, so that's not going to bother me too much. So we'll keep on top of that. Don't necessarily want these built just yet, although, yeah, no, we did manage to stop it. They are doing pretty good, at least starting to get this road built. They now need some asphalt. Which I think they might actually have all of it on the way. No, that doesn't look like they do. 25, 37, 44, 51. Yeah, there's 53 on the way. 53 tons of asphalt, which is a lot in one go. Oh, this is, I tell you what, this is going to look fun because you're going to have a load of trucks here. There was a video, oh, where did someone post it on the Discord or the subreddit? There was a video that someone posted of a road getting relayed in Moscow. And they had, it just was like about 30 trucks and 3 or 4 asphalt pavers. It was a big road, it was a wide road. And, yeah, there were so many trucks, and it was so cool to look at. I'm going to have a similar thing going on here. Kind of, in a way. Now, I am curious as to where the steel is going to be going. Got 13 tons on the way to there. That's going to the conveyor, the roadside conveyor, which is probably one of these two. So that's fine. And I imagine there'll be steel possibly coming down to here. Yeah, we got one coming with 8.8 tons of steel now. I mean, as you can see, all the trucks have gone mad and they're all getting steel. But yeah, we do need to keep on top of that. We're back over the 1 million mark, so that's good. They say now we've got the joys of building new factories. You can hear a train rattling along. What are we doing for food over here? Should be okay. Kind of. We're all closed though. Again. God damn it. Those are our biggest fucking thing at the moment. Which, yeah, not surprised. But we are still having our issue where the trucks just aren't moving food quick enough. It's there, which is good, but they're just not moving it quick enough. See, this is where what I should do in the future is make sure that we're building warehouses. We're not actually necessarily having too many issues. This month looks a little rough. But that number isn't... Well, I mean, it did actually start to increase at the end, and I reckon that's because of the cold. But this number isn't really massively... Yeah, that number there wasn't higher than normal, so it's not too scary just yet. Okay, so all the steel's gone out. Fairs. So I just want to see it get used before I start buying stuff. Well, it doesn't actually really matter. Of course, work days are a big thing I like to cut down on. Now, my wonder is, we don't actually have a train ready for this. We might have to just tell one to go there. So I think what we'll do is maybe that one. If we tell it to... Wait, no, that's a smell. So that unloads its coal there as well. Although, what we could get it to do... Smell's got plenty of coal for the time being. We could go... Load and then... I mean, it can't at the moment, but unload into there and it will do that as well. Okay. I think it's time to bite the bullet, I think. And pay for the last few things. Thing is, you kind of know if stuff stopped building, it means that the resources aren't there. I mean, that's slightly different, but and there's a rail line here as well. We're gonna have to do. It's okay because it can be one at the moment. Just give it a pause. I say one, it's gonna have to be... Oh, fuck it, we'll just do both of them. At this point it's easier than not. Okay, cool. So, Now what we can do is with that train, where was it? There it is. We can now tell it to. No, fuck. Well, once it's done, there we go. We can tell it to do that. So we will be able to load coal. Oh no, not coal or coal. And start getting heat produced. I'll leave that until its very, very end, and then we'll crack on with that one. Because, oh god, yeah. See, this is what I was dealing with. This kind of horrible tiredness that creeps up out of nowhere. But there we go. There's all the trucks. Going one at a time. Oh. Okay, so that should be the last of our big expenses. That isn't just imports, for example. You know, I don't really want to be buying anything more in the future. So we'll wait and see. I've just realised that I actually want that to go to there first. Because it would stay at come on. It would stay at Smile, which we need to change actually. We need to make sure it doesn't. As I say, I'm gonna hold out until it uses up as much of its work days as possible, and in that way we can save ourselves a little bit of money. Because as you can see, the money that we need to spend on it is coming right down. So that's what I'm going to try and stay with, and try and do. It's not going to take too much longer because it hasn't got much steel left. It's almost... Oh! Okay. So $4,000, not that bad. Is that train on its way? According to this, yes it is. Yep, there he is. He's just coming out the tunnel now, which is good. What I'm going to do is with here. Don't have to wait until you're unloaded at Leshy. Not Leshy. Smile. God, I'm going to get confused now. Now we've got more cities. More cities in play. It's going to confuse me. Okay. And we're producing heat. Nice. How quickly does it use it? Fairly quickly, but I think once we start filling it up, like that's going at full whack. I don't think I think we'll be able to fill that up no problem. I don't think we'll have too many issues here. As I say, these guys, while they will get that, don't necessarily need it, but it's not necessarily the biggest problem. Building on fire. Uh-oh, the cinema's on fire, but it's okay because the fire station's right next door. Prior preparation, yeah. Someone didn't know how to turn the heating on. That's what happened. Someone wasn't sure how to turn the heating on and almost set fire to the whole place. Okay, cool. How are we doing with tourism at the moment? We're at 1.7. We've got a lot of people wanting to enter the Republic. Is the plane on its way? Yes, with 27 tourists. In fact, there it is there. The Star of Megalovakia. It's on its way in. Nice. Okay, cool. I wonder if we should build like another hotel around here or something. I don't know. I feel like that gets a bit ballsy with our food usage. What's the population of Smell now? 13,000. Okay. Ooh, we might not hit our thingy number. Got no workers over here yet, but remember we've got these little villages to build. Which I have just realised I haven't actually built a heating plant for. They shouldn't need a big one. Is my theory. Oh, don't do this to me. Game, don't. There we go. It's not as... what you call it, as I would like. Means it's not as efficient as I would like, but it does work. There we go. Cool. That works. Oh my god, look at the traffic in Centre Schmel. Oi. That's not good. It's not good at all. Yeah, we're getting on over here. Construction is happening. Concrete and gravel is at site. No asphalt, interestingly enough, required for these flats. Kind of curious, but we'll wait and see how we get on with it. These guys are nice and toasty now. See if this drops off massively as well. That number is far too high. God, it's still going. 2 tons of asphalt. They're still going to need more, but tell you what, they are getting this road done nicely and quick. Nicely and quick? Nice and quickly. That's what we like to see. That's what we like to see indeed. So again, I know we haven't actually done anything yet towards the new 5-year plan, which we won't, don't worry. We will get it sorted, we won't until the new year. But we do need to build some, basically we need to build some uranium mines over here and kind of exploit it. I'm kind of debating what we want to do with it, because obviously the aim for that will be to build eventually, it's not necessarily in this 5-year plan, but eventually build a nuclear power plant. Now what I'm wondering is, where do we do this? Because the uranium mines itself aren't that big. As you can see, we can probably get 2 in here, no problem. And then the uranium processing plant also isn't huge. But then that only turns it into uranium oxide. We then need chemicals in uranium oxide to actually turn it into UF6, which isn't actually done finally until we then convert it into nuclear fuel. Now, the thing is, you don't need a lot of uranium oxide to turn it in to get UF6. I mean, you don't get a lot of UF6 anyway. Now, the ore, you do need a lot of ore to make uranium oxide, but I'm wondering if we just maybe necessarily like process the uranium oxide on site, so nearby the uranium mines, and then what we do is then we offload it either on a truck or whatever, and we ship it somewhere, like truck or train, and we ship it to somewhere else. That's what I'm wondering, if that would be a better situation. Please tell me we've got other stuff on the way. Yeah, there is another dumper truck that's coming, I think, with the last few bits. Okay, that's good. Yeah, it seems to have dropped off a little bit, which is nice. How are we getting on over here? Pretty sharpish, actually. Still need bricks and steel and stuff, which is not a surprise. But it's getting built. All the stuff is here. They're also trying to build the storage yard as well, which is, yeah. I only just had its groundworks done, so not ideal. Still got time, you know. Oh shit, they're also building these flats. I completely forgot about these. Oh, I forgot these were a thing at the back. Whoops. Well, sometimes you just forget. What flats do we have here? These ones. But I think we realised that it wouldn't quite fit, would it? Because we wanted to have it the same, but it wouldn't quite work. I feel like mod makers need to make flipped versions of their buildings. That's all I'm going to say. Mod makers, if any of you are watching, make flipped versions of your buildings so we can have nicer looking stuff. Oh yeah, I'll jingle. Okay. Okay, what's Warstock's population up to now? 7,000. 7,700. Right, okay. Do I have my free excavator yet? Nope, not yet. God damn it. I'll be looking over here. Okay. Where is this? It's actually going to reload with coal. How's smelting? Fine. Apparently. And it's using plenty of heat. It's on like full blast at the moment. Oh wait, no it's not. It was at full blast. fair few tourists coming in now. How's that doing for our economy? So. It's definitely dropped off a bit. The summer seemed to be more higher rate. And I wonder if that's a thing. I wonder if in the summer you have more tourists. Unless you have like different setup basically. God, I love that. It's just so awful. It takes me back to like school and like when I learned German and stuff. I used to watch like old German TV shows. I remember one, it was a documentary. It was really interesting actually, and it's actually kind of relevant. It was a documentary about East Berlin women and their experiences basically of after unification. It's like an early 90s documentary, obviously. Oh, here comes the snow. And it was really interesting because it was some people were talking about how like they kind of found that there was it didn't go into it too much because we were 14-year-old school kids. It was like, yeah, we're not going to go too much into the history of the DDR here, but we're going to, here's some basic German. And it was talking about like schools and shops and stuff, and it was really interesting. I think the one thing I majorly remember was how like a lot of the parents were really kind of shocked when the kindergartens and childcare just stopped being a thing. Obviously, as you know, playing this, one of the things you have to be on top of with is making sure you have childcare. And that was kind of a thing in all over Germany. I'm just going to say Germany because I was watching another documentary not that long ago, which was all about which was a documentary made by an English film crew, and it was made in 1989, where they went to Rostock, and they were looking at like the fishing commune and the crane drivers at Rostock, and yeah, like they went back like 30 years later, and again, same thing. Like one of the first things that comes up was childcare, and it's so strange that obviously childcare is a big part in every parent's life and stuff, but I don't know, I don't necessarily think about it as much in the UK. Maybe that's also because I'm male. I don't know whether there's a sexual like bias to it, well, like a gender bias to it. Whether or not that's not something I necessarily would be thinking about in general, but like with anything I've seen with East Germans going into unified Germany, like their first thought is, yeah, but what about childcare? Like, I needed to start paying for childcare, or I had to find childcare, and because now it was now getting more expensive, some people couldn't afford it, so some places closed down. That meant there were less places, which made it more competitive. And yeah, it was a really, really interesting topic to look at. And if you're interested in that sort of stuff, if you're interested in some of the major changes between East and West, childcare is a really interesting one to look at, because I don't think it's necessarily massively tarnished with too much positive or negative ideology, but it does show like the huge differences in ideals, or at least in not ideals but process. Let's reduce the price of the art gallery just to try and get some people going there. But yeah, really, really interesting, really intriguing. Okay, how are we doing over here? Now, one thing I realised I haven't actually built over in Leshy is a snowplow. So we can do that. I've also realised that one of the biggest things we've done is we've kind of stopped the thingy tracks, the cargo tracks, kind of here. Not necessarily because we can run them by the football station, but yeah, not the best work I've ever done. Still got a long way to get over here, particularly with train tracks. Now, we can place some down. My idea is, still going to build an electrified railway, is if we shimmy some train tracks along here, like so. We'll be able to put some underneath here. Now the problem then becomes is I want to no. Okay. That's not the most ideal of train tracks, is it? Because that's pretty far out. What I feel like we're not going to get another perfect railway bridge. Slightly awkward angles. Very awkward angles actually. But it needs to come to this, it needs to be slightly further back. Ah. Bridges, not even once. Bridges are annoying to build in this game. Was everything okay with the stream, by the way? It's still, yeah, it seems to be. Okay. What's going on here? Doesn't like them being close. I only accept them if they're different levels, which, I mean, it looks cool. I mean, it looks great. To be fair, these are probably going to be running straight into a tunnel pretty soon after these are done, and I've also made that really wonky, haven't I? I have. Bit strange. Plenty of room underneath, which is nice. Probably a bit too tight. It's probably not going to let me get away with that. So if I put one here instead, and say have it coming out there, and have that one coming along, have it coming out there. Too sharp a turn. You're mad. I get why that was too sharp a turn, but okay. That works. And that works. Okay. So we can have it this way, so the cargo lines do still work. Kind of, because we then need to sort this out. Kind of involves that going up that hill, which is a bit strange, but cargo line's kind of there, kind of doing what we want them to do. As I say, strange, but it works. But as you can see, the coal is building up, so that's good. That means we were doing okay. We had it doing what we wanted it to do, so can't complain. How are we looking over here? Good. Oh my god, the food factory's almost done. Nice. That's what we like to see. Okay. And game. You know what, just because that looked like it was about to crash, let's just have a nice little save, just to make sure it doesn't. That needs a bit more work done to it, but it's looking good. How is Warstock doing, say, for example, on heat? Still seems pretty fine, pretty hot. Now then, we do have a problem. That is a problem I haven't actually prepared for, which is more heat here. Okay. Yes. So, shouldn't be too difficult to deal with. But it does look like we're going to need at least another heating plant in up here. Where we're going to do that is allow that to be built, and then allow that to work. Okay, so as with before, we'll need another heating pipe coming out the back of this. I'm wondering. The best place to put it is in here. It does fit. I thought it wasn't going to fit. No. One thing I do actually have to look at is it could fit that way. Yeah, that works. I'm gonna have to kind of sort it. Hello, Rick. How are we doing? I'm gonna have to kind of sort it out. It's gonna be a bit weird, but that does fit. And I'll provide heat for up here because I just noticed that that's being stretched to its capacity, which is fine because our population's doing okay, but we definitely don't want to risk anything like that. Oh God, adults over 21 living with their parents. There's a lot of you. Possibly too much. Okay, there is one building that I do want to build in Leshy before we forget, and before we start building a lot more stuff. We need to build a university over here. Because if we don't, we're going to struggle. So what we're going to do I want to build one here. I want to build a small what do you call it? The Ministry of Education. God, do you remember when we built these in Leshy? These are fun buildings. There's a University of Defence. Tell you what, we could build this here, right? I know what we could do is, where's our residential? Because I know I've got the university hostels in here. Because what I was debating of doing, actually we could build them over here, right? I have a plan, you see. And then what we do is we go into Monument. Where is it? Yes. Right. We need to build the road first before we do this. Like that. Then what we do, go into our monuments. Where was he? Put one of them in. Yes! We make it look good. We make it look like a proper fucking, like, university campus. And I have a T-34 monument somewhere. Boosh! And we stick that in the middle of the university halls. There we go. Actual design. Making stuff look like things. And not just, you know, building crap for the sake of building crap. We build it so it actually looks like buildings. Okay, cool. There we go. And we'll put a load of trees down and stuff, but, you know, if it's our Department of like University of Defense, we'll make it look like an actual university that, well, a military college, so to speak. A military college that's right next to a football stadium, but it's fine. It, you know, has its ideals. We'll take screenshots like this way and stuff once it gets built, but. The reason I want to get that done in Leshy, because if we forget, the problem is Leshy does have a population now, and while most of it is indeed going to be university student, is going to be like higher educated at the moment. When they start having kids, that is going to change. So yeah, we kind of want to make sure that we get that sorted ASAP. Okay, good news. The food factory's built in. What do you call it? In Warstar. We still need its thingy to be built, but it is almost there. Okay, do we have a... No, because they're all too busy. Right, so we need to come down here and get a distribution office. They can move us food up to this food factory that will then get produced, that will then get offloaded into the warehouse, and then the warehouse can drop it off around, and then we can get things to drop off around, which then will also mean that we can stop food being exported from Leshy, which means anything that is actually working on the ones from Leshy, Smile, sorry, can help move it around Smile, which should hopefully sort out the slight difficulties we have with getting food around Smile. At least that's the idea anyway. Whether or not that actually works, we'll wait and see. We do also, in Leshy, have to build some snowplow stations. Technical? There we go, technical services. Actually, do I just want to build a... Do I just want to go not into mods? Just build a large one and just not piss about. I know it's big, but it's going to be serving a city, so might as well make it so it actually does what it needs to do. There's no point trying to mess around with it. Because the more we do that, then the more it's just going to not work. Okay. Did they get this road done in the end? No. Yes. Yes, they did. So the next one, which now also requires 77 tons of asphalt. Why does it also require another 103 tons of what? It's weird. I don't know why it requires asphalt and then another load of concrete. New vehicle types, which is just all of the ones you get at the beginning of the game coming available, because we've almost entered the 1960s. So it's like, oh yeah, you can now finally... Oh, sorry, very, very sorry for that. I say that's what I've been like this last few days. That's why I haven't been streaming as much. It's not been good. It's been, ugh. But yeah, what was I saying? I don't know what I was saying. I was saying something before it, I forgot. Silly me. Apologies. I say, I'm not feeling that great. I might end up stopping the stream early again tonight, which kind of sucks because I'm enjoying myself. I haven't played this for, I haven't played Workers for a week. It's like, I've been having cravings. I've just been wanting to play it. How is tourism going? It's creeping back up, which is good. Yeah, there's a lot of tourists wanting to come in. Sorry, I felt like I had something on my mouse I wanted to clear. It is creeping back up. The thing is, I don't really have space for them. Because I don't know. Because I had an idea, which was what. Well, there is actually some waiting to get on trains. What if we were to build? Obviously, we need to wait for. We want to get Warstock to build all of this, but what if we build like hotels and stuff in Warstock? But there's nothing to do here. Not at the moment, anyway. I mean, we could always turn this into like a resort area over here, but then that requires more heating, and that's just going to be a ball ache to do with Warstock at the moment. Unless we make like a mountain. I don't know. I was thinking maybe we do like a. It's right next to the farms though. We could like do a ski lodge over here, but then it's right next to a factory. All these questions and thoughts running through my mind. All these queries. Now, I was going to build a city over here as a tourist city. That's still on the cards, but I've got other things to be doing, unfortunately, before that. Like watching that and get this road built really quickly. Holy shit. Did I tell them to do the plan? No. Do the plans. Well, I thought we'd run the T-34 one. I want to see how much steel it's requiring. 17 tons. Right, hold on. I want to see. Did someone do their research? This is the question. It looks like a T-34 57 No, someone didn't do their research. The T-34 model 1941, which is the 37mm one, or a 76mm one, sorry, was 26 tons. So someone didn't do their research, because if they had, the steel would be 26 tons. I'm a little bit disappointed. I'm a little bit upset, but it's fine. It's not a problem. So there is also some actual news that I kind of want to show you guys. Within the next month, I'm hoping you'll see a noticeable difference in gameplay and streaming. I'm upgrading my PC. So, if you're unaware, the PC I have at the moment, I've had for the last couple of years now. I've had it for about 5 years, and it's served me well. She's done a good job, but it's getting to the point now where it's starting to break down on me. When playing certain games, the game completely, like, the PC restarts, and I can't be dealing with that. It's kind of completely ruining my experience, and it's actually started doing it now even when I'm browsing the internet. Some things I still get away with. Workers seems to be fine. It hasn't seemed to cause me an issue. So that's all good. But that, you know, so what I've decided to do, because I have the money at the moment, is I've decided to buy a brand new PC. So it's due in about a month, because I'm waiting on 2 parts. Unsurprisingly, one of them is a NVIDIA 30 series. So we're looking to put in a 3070. And then we're going to get a new Asus motherboard, which I'm also waiting on. So we're going to have a 3070 in here. We're going to have 32 gigs of RAM. We're going to have a brand new processor. So fingers crossed, when streaming and when playing Workers, hopefully, well, obviously other games as well, but Workers is the big one at the moment that we're noticing an FPS drop in. When we look over the City of Smile, while looking at the City of Warstock, at the moment, to be fair, I feel like they've also thingied it again, optimized it in the most recent little updates. We're hitting a steady 30 FPS, which is good. I think it drops, yeah, it drops to about 25 when looking outwards, and you can tell, you can feel it. I mean, we are playing on pretty much all of the settings up. There's only a few that could be upped even more. Oh, does the citizen details just change? Hold on, I want to see something. Does the citizen details make this really horrible? Does it? Oh no, it doesn't. Okay. I thought it was going to set them back to being normal, but it doesn't. They actually are still fairly detailed. I love these new citizen models. I gush over them every time we stream, but they look so good. They had so much, like, variety to the game. I just wish they wouldn't move so fast. The speed in which they move just kind of sets my eyes off. It's like, no. I mean, I understand there's a lot of them. There's barely anybody getting to work. What's our overall, like, unemployment? It's 5,000. It's actually been decreasing, technically. Over this year, though, it's been steadily increasing. I think that's something to do with our population. Productivity has been increasing, which is good. Oh, we've also crossed over the university educated, no education point, which is always good. I really want to build. I really ought to build a electronics factory at some point. Yeah, we've got a lot of unemployed workers. I'm just building more of these. Do I want to? Factory. Mechanical components, electronic components. Oh, just, where's my... Should I not just have electronics? Electrical component. these ones in Russian. I had to have a look at what they actually produce. So it robs new factories, which are great. No, I don't actually have electronic factories. What the fuck? I thought I did. Well, that's a fucking shame. I'd always build an embassy, but it's far too big. That just uses 200 workers for no reason. What are we under? Various industry. Electronics assembly hall. Requires electrical components, mechanics and mechanical, plastics and mechanical components. Pretty expensive, but isn't that big? How much pollution does it produce? Negligible. Do I want to stick one of these and smell? Just to start making electronics. Say, fuck knows where I would put it. Back here, maybe? Then when if I ever get around to building the small tram station, I need to deal with it. Or do I want to stick it in here? But then that's going to be a right nightmare to do because, well, I would get rid of those flats, no problem. I don't know if it would fit. It surely would. There's a bit of a strange factory out in the middle of the sea, but I suppose it's not as polluting as other factories. And would actually allow me to have electronics being sold. And provide jobs for another 450 people. Yeah, not a bad idea. Maybe, not sure. God. Okay, great. I might, guys, as I say, might have to cut this a little bit early. Massive apologies, but as I say, I'm not feeling too sharp. I'm feeling how I've basically been felt, which is extremely run down, extremely horrible. I was hoping doing some streams would kick me back to live a little bit. Seem to have done. Well, not massively anyway. Please don't tell me you. Okay, you just picked up the prefabs from thingy. Fine. Been there for a while. I know it has. Well, yeah, it seems from not. So I am going to leave this early. I'm going to try and see if we can do a stream tomorrow afternoon, but I can't guarantee it because I'm on a slightly earlier shift tomorrow at work. So we'll see how we get on. As I say, apologies again. We are chugging along nicely. We actually didn't make it to the 1960s, which is a bit depressing. We'll keep going until 1st of January 1960 anyway. I suppose when we come back we can pretend it's a new game. Welcome to a brand new game where we've got loads of industry already built and we're already actually going. My worry about us not making money might have been a little bit premature. Because I was worried we weren't making any cash. But I think the use of foreign manpower and the importing of goods seems to have been the thing that's kind of scared me. If I actually have a look at what we've imported fuel we produce, we haven't done much, I must admit. Cement we now produce ourselves. Asphalt we produce ourselves. Yeah, that's 61,000, so that shouldn't have been a thing. And concrete we produce ourselves, so that shouldn't have been. So there's 90k that wasn't a thing. Same with the bricks, 100,000, 120,000. We don't use bricks anymore. Wow, we really need to start getting onto clothes. The problem with clothes is it completely and utterly fucks up with our like the 5-year plan to produce our own food. It doesn't, but yeah, we're definitely gonna need to get onto that at some point.